Hi, welcome to this FrankenCoder dev update. I'm going to touch on a lot of new features we've added in the last few weeks. I haven't put out a video, so I need to catch up on a lot here. One thing, you can change your theme colors here on the welcome screen. I'm partial to the lab. If you lose the welcome screen, you click on help and it welcome, and it'll show back up. And then if you want more themes, there's a bunch more here that are like VS Code defaults. Next thing we added was the ability to dock panels. As you notice, it docked here. If you want them to be floating panels, you can still click float and you can move them around off screen however you want. If you want to change that setting to where they either open default floating or dock, that's right here. Something else we added was the new safety feature here. It's an actual override of a safety feature to allow agents to create external shells. They weren't allowed to do that before, but if you need that, you can do that now. You can select per agent models now, so you don't have to use the same model as the chat for all your delegated agents. So I'll get into detail on where this pays off later. As for providers, we also added support for MoonshotAI for both the API and the subscription. And then we added support for Codex. For Codex and Moonshot subscriptions, just log in with your standard login. So you'll click sign in and it'll open up an external browser and you log in. I don't have a Moonshot subscription account because it's waitlisted. I did sign up and I have tested the API portion of it. So to use Codex after you log in, you're going to see new Codex section here. So if you don't want to see all these models in your chat picker here, just to kind of filter them out, you can just pick the ones you want to use. The next thing you want to do is in your model selector, you'll come down, it'll be at the bottom, should be at the bottom, be your Codex section. So choose one of these models. The difference is if you also have an OpenAI API key set like I do, you're going to have two sets of OpenAI. So you might have GPT 5.6 Sol up here. This will use your API account, which costs money. And then you'll have your Codex section, which is a different payment bucket. So you'll notice as you use it, I'll just show you right now. So the difference is the cost, right? So I say hi here and I say hi here. One's going to be costing. So this one costs 6 cents. This one was 0. So the difference is this is using my subscription account. This is using API. So you're paying per token here. The Codex works just like the other providers. You click on the model you want, and you click on the agent type you need, and then you click the new tool preset. This is something new we just added. This allows you to change your tools per chat tab now. It used to be a universal thing which applied to all chats. So you'd open up AI settings, go to tools, and pick the agent, and then choose the preset, and it applied to all chat tabs. Now you can have, one chat tab be computer use, one chat tab be local model delegation, whatever. It's highly customizable now. You still build your presets here on the tools tab. So if you wanted to create a new one, you just click new preset, give it a name, and then you can start adding tools to it however you want. That covers tool presets. You can change those again. Okay, something else I want to touch on for Codex is making sure you set your context summary model. By default, it's still that T5 local model that runs on your CPU. Pure garbage, don't use it. But you can choose your Codex models as a summary model now. So definitely make sure you do that. For web search, that's another new thing we added. So before, if you used a cloud model, it defaulted to the cloud-based web search, right? So Anthropic has their own, OpenAI has their own. So all the providers have their own search. So that's the cloud native search right there, which is what they're set to by default. If you want to override those, then you can do that through this setting right here. How this works is on the settings panel, you click on API, and this is where you enter all your API keys. So you can click on search, and you have different search providers here. So like Google, I think offers like 1,000 free a day or a month or something like that. So that's quite a bit of searches for free. But anyway, you just go get an API key, enter them here. And how it works is when you enter an API key on the API tab, then you come over to tools. Like you look at API section here, that's where these tools are. You'll notice the ones that are grayed out are the ones that don't have API keys. So as you get an API key and enter them, the tools become available. The reason you'd want to change this is money. Clearly, if you're using a cloud provider and you're using the built-in web search tools, then it's costing you money. Every time you use it, it costs money, and then it's billed per token, and you really have no control over that. But if you want to change it to something that costs less money, so for example, the Google free tier, if you're not doing that many searches a month, then you can just select Google, and then whenever a search is done, it'll use Google. Just another cost-saving feature. Okay, the last thing we added was support for MCP servers. You can find that on the AI settings panel on the MCP servers tab. If you got any questions, you need help, or you find a bug, you can message me on Discord, and I'll be happy to chat with you.